New York City is a vibrant and active city 24/7. It can feel overwhelming trying to plan a vacation that will allow you the opportunity to experience everything this city has to offer. Welcome to Sarah's Scuba and Travel Channel. In this video, I want to highlight some of the attractions and give you recommendations on planning your next itinerary to NYC. The first step is to think about where you would like to stay in the city. That will also make a difference on how you might want to plan your itinerary. I do recommend staying somewhere in Manhattan for easier and quicker access to attractions. We have made multiple trips to New York City, but during this trip we stayed at Moxie NYC Times Square. It was a hip and fun hotel. They have a daily destination fee of $30, which is the equivalent of a resort fee. You can use this daily fee as a credit to your breakfast or bar bill each day. Bar Moxie offers breakfast options from the downstairs bakery in the morning. You can also visit the bakery next to the main entrance and use your daily hotel credit for breakfast. At night, the bar turns into a fun place to hang out and have a drink and/or snack. Most nights they have a DJ playing music, and it was a fun atmosphere to just sit and talk with friends and family. During the day, it's a nice place to sit and chill if you need a break or want to catch up on some work. This hotel also has a rooftop bar called the Magic Hour Rooftop Bar and Grill. This bar is open to all patrons, not just guests at the hotel. I recommend visiting this unique space with its urban amusement park decor and carousel. There is even a 5-hole risque putt-putt golf course. The rooftop offers nice views of the Empire State Building day and night. If you decide to stay at this hotel or in the area, I have a few recommendations on food options. The first is Zappola Italian Bakery. If the window displays alone don't draw you in, let me give you some additional encouragement. The donuts are amazing. I highly recommend the pistachio-filled donut. I won't admit how many stops we made to grab a donut before returning to our hotel, but let's just say I enjoyed my fair share. If you are looking for some of the best Chinese food you may ever have, I recommend Uhu, which is on West 36th Street, right down the block from the hotel. The food is served family style in large portions. It is the best Chinese food we have ever had and returned for a second visit. If you want a great Latin restaurant recommendation, make your way over to Cafe Nunez on West 35th Street. The mofongo, churrasco, and tostones were to die for. My Dominican husband loved this restaurant. We ate here twice as well, and he went back to the restaurant on a subsequent visit a few weeks later. We were told on the weekends that this place fills up with people drinking, eating, and dancing. The next thing I encourage you to do is think about how you want to travel around the city. Taxis can get very expensive, so walking and using the subway may be your best options, if you are physically capable and willing to do so. The subway offers quick, easy access to so many areas. Knowing how to plan on traveling throughout the city and boroughs will help you select the correct Metro card, saving you money. If you are not sure how much you will use the subway system, you can purchase a single ride or use a contactless credit or debit card, smartphone, or wearable device. If you buy a single-use Metro card, you will pay an additional $1. I recommend just using the contactless payment option instead. The total fare is $2.90 either way. Plus, you get free rides after 12 fares within 7 days using the same device or contactless card. If you want a Metro card that allows for multiple rides instead of using a contactless payment, you can purchase a pay-per-ride card, which allows you to preload the card with a specific amount. The total fare is still $2.90. The benefit is that you can reload the card if you run out of funds. If you plan on spending a week in NYC and know you will use the subway a lot, you might find it beneficial to purchase the 7-day unlimited card for $34, plus $1 for the card. It really depends on your plans and what is the best economic decision for you. With contactless payment or the pay-per-ride card, you get one free transfer within 2 hours of paying your fare. You can transfer from subway to bus, bus to subway, or bus to bus. So most destinations will cost you $2.90 one way. With an unlimited card, you don't have to worry about transfers. It's all covered. There are also Metro maps at each station. However, I found the maps on my phone to be very helpful when planning the best Metro route and knowing which station I needed to walk to in order to pick up my desired train. Hint, here's a pizza place for you to try. The slices are so big, they take up 2 plates. I recommend getting a few different slices and sharing them amongst your group so that you can taste all of the options. The next step is planning your itinerary. I recommend selecting attractions in the same vicinity of each other to minimize the amount of time you spend traveling from one location to the next. I'm going to start with the Central Park area and make my way south in Manhattan to highlight attractions for your visit. I recommend spending the morning at the American Museum of Natural History and the Hayden Planetarium. Don't miss the dinosaur skeletons, the blue whale model, and various animal exhibits. If you enjoy astronomy and space, you may want to purchase a ticket to the feature in the planetarium at the time of your visit. There are usually other featured exhibits that require additional tickets beyond the general entrance ticket. I recommend visiting the museum's website in advance of your trip to see which exhibits and shows will be offered during your visit and make your reservations in advance. In the afternoon, I recommend spending some time in Central Park, which is right across the street. For your safety, stay south of 90th Street in the park. This offers a lot of different options. Belvedere Castle and Shakespeare Garden are near the museum entrance. If you are looking for another museum to visit, the Metropolitan Museum of Art is on the opposite side of the park. If you want to start heading south, you can enter the park on West 59th Street. Here you can pick up a carriage ride for an additional cost, which will point out highlights around the park with stops at Bethesda Terrace and Fountain, Cherry Hill, and Strawberry Fields to see the memorial to John Lennon. Across the street, you will see the Dakota building where John Lennon was shot and killed outside. His wife Yoko Ono lived there until 2023. You will also see 55 Central Park West, which was used in the filming of the 1984 film Ghostbusters. Instead of a carriage ride or afterwards, you can walk this area to explore more, like the Umpire Rock, Woolman Ice Skating Rink, which is one of 3 in the city, the Central Park Carousel, the Chess and Checkers Visitor Center, the Dairy Visitors Center and Gift Shop, and the Rock Formation by the Central Park Zoo, which gives you great views of the pond and Gapstow Bridge. From the Dairy Visitors Center and Gift Shop, you can also make your way to the Mall and Literary Walk, which will take you to the Bethesda Terrace and Fountain, allowing you to hit the stops the carriage ride makes, especially if you opt out of this activity. There is so much to do in Central Park, you can easily spend hours exploring on a nice day. The next area I want to highlight is Broadway. Do yourself a favor and treat yourself to a Broadway production while you're in New York City. If you are looking for cheaper tickets, I suggest a matinee. I used the website TodayTix to find the cheapest tickets for us. We enjoyed a production of Moulin Rouge during our most recent visit, but this is a must-do activity anytime we visit New York City. If you are looking for a great restaurant in this area, I highly recommend the Blue Dog. They offer eclectic options from breakfast, lunch, and dinner to brunch. Each of us had very different meals and the food was great. From Broadway, you can explore Times Square. Be careful in this area, everyone is trying to make a buck, and they know this is where the tourists are congregating and not as aware of their surroundings because of all the flashy lights and crowds. Take your pics and take it in, but you may not stay here as long as you think. We always do a quick walkthrough on our way to our next stop. If you're looking for a recommended activity in this area, the M&M store is always fun. If you're looking for a unique experience to grab a drink with great views of the city, I recommend the Rotating Restaurant and Bar. The View Restaurant and Lounge, which is located in the Marriott Marquis. This is a pricey restaurant, so we enjoyed a drink at the lounge later in the evening to enjoy the lights of the city at night. From Times Square, it is a quick walk to Radio City Music Hall, and a few steps from there is Rockefeller Center. In the winter, there is an ice skating rink available to the public. Take your pictures of this beautiful center with all of its various national flags lining the perimeter. Then walk through the Channel Gardens and you will see St. Patrick's Cathedral come into view. St. Patrick's Cathedral is a Gothic-style cathedral that opened in 1879. You are welcome to go inside and explore. You are required to go through a security screening before entering. Once inside, you can explore the enclaves, which have tributes to different religious figures and important events from the Bible and the Book of Canons. Admire the architecture and carvings along the walls and massive doors. There may be a mass in session during your visit, so remain quiet, silence electronics, and be respectful of the practitioners. As you make your way around the church, admire the beautiful stained glass depicting important milestones within the Catholic faith. This cathedral is truly breathtaking. When you are done, I recommend walking around the outside to experience and appreciate the architecture of this building. If it is a weekday, you may want to make a walk over to the United Nations. On the weekend, the flags aren't out, so before making a hike, make sure it's a weekday. If you decide to skip the United Nations, then the next stop is to head south to Grand Central Terminal. Take some time to enjoy the beauty of Vanderbilt Hall. As you make your way into the main concourse, admire the beauty of the architecture in the hallway. In the main concourse, you will see the traditional ticket booth as well as the famous clock. There's an informational booth in the middle of the main concourse. Here you can join a guided tour of the terminal, if you would like to do so. If you choose to continue to explore on your own, make your way towards Vanderbilt Avenue. Here you may see performers that you may want to stop and enjoy. Then head down the ramps to the lower level, which will take you right into the Whispering Gallery. You may observe a strange sight of people that appear to be talking to the corners of the walls. They are actually whispering to the person in the opposite corner. Due to the perfect arches, you can whisper sweet nothings or sing a song to the person in the opposite corner, and they will hear you clearly over the noise of the terminal.
I found a love for me.
This is a must-do experience when visiting the terminal. If you are looking for a snack or a nice meal, you will find a variety of options in the terminal, including Michael Jordan's The Steakhouse NYC, where there is a tomahawk on the menu. While in this area, make sure you at least catch some views of the Chrysler Building before heading over to the New York Public Library and Bryant Park. The New York Public Library has been featured in multiple movies due to the iconic lions and architecture. In fact, you never know who might be visiting on the day of your visit. The New York Public Library was founded in 1895, and the architecture inside and out is breathtaking. I encourage you to give yourself a good amount of time to wander the library. At the time of my visit on the first floor in Gottesman Hall, there was a wonderful exhibit called Treasures, the Polinsky Exhibition. There were classics like Winnie the Pooh and Friends, the Audubon's Birds of America, Virginia Woolf's Walking Stick, Shakespeare's First Folio, Charles Dickens' Desk and Chair, the Gutenberg Bible, and so much more. Exhibits are frequently changing, so I encourage you to explore the treasures that are present in the hall at the time of your visit. Next to Gottman's Hall, you will find the Library Shop and Cafe. You might want to revisit the shop before leaving the library. Then make your way to the elevators and take them up to the third floor. The second floor is reserved for research rooms. Enjoy the current exhibit in the print gallery as you make your way to the McGraw Rotunda. From here, you can explore the Solomon Room, Bill Blass Public Catalog Room, and the Rose Main Reading Room. Continue to make your way through the third floor where you can get a glimpse into different collections through the plexiglass windows in the doors. In this area, you may see a Gutenberg Bible on display as well. From here, take a moment to admire the gorgeous stairways and head back down to the first floor. Then you can get a glimpse into the Millston Division of U.S. History, Local History, and Genealogy collection. Make your way the opposite direction and take a little peek into the Lionel Pincus and Princess Ferial Map Division. You can get another view of the Map Division in the Visitor Center, which is a great place to start your visit to learn more about the layout and history of the library. Once you're done in the library, upon your exit, you will see another public library located diagonally across the street. This is the current NYC Public Library with collections available for checkout and working spaces. The next stop is Bryant Park, which is located directly behind the library. During the winter, this is where the largest ice skating rink is located, so depending on your time of visit, you may want to allocate some time to skating. When I visited, they were packing up the ice skating rink for the season. You may also want to take a ride on the carousel. If you take a stroll around the park, you will find a variety of statues. On a nice day, consider grabbing a seat and enjoying the park with a hot beverage or meal. There are a variety of options in and around the park. If you are looking for a bagel, check out Zucker's Bagels and Smoked Fish, which is across from the park on 6th Avenue and West 40th Street. A few blocks from here, you can take a ride to the top of the Empire State Building. If you would like to experience the views of the city from the top, make sure you book your time ticket in advance for the observation deck. This can be done online. Another fun attraction in this area is Madame Tussauds, New York, especially if the weather is not the greatest. My husband and I always enjoy a wax museum because you can have fun staging different types of pictures and selfies. We know how to spend a good amount of time in a wax museum. Don't judge! From here, you will need to travel a little bit to the other must-do attractions. The first is making the journey to Battery Park and taking the ferry to Liberty Island and Ellis Island. This is a full-day activity and you must make your reservations in advance. For more information on planning your visit, please see my Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island with Hard Hat tour video. After your visit to the islands, if your feet aren't hurting too much, I recommend taking a walk around Battery Park. There are a variety of memorials and statues, as well as the glass carousel. Finally, find the Hugh L. Carey Tunnel Ventilation Building across the street from Battery Park. Fans of the Men in Black movies might recognize this building as headquarters for agents. The Charging Bull statue is also nearby, just up Broadway a little bit, if you want to snap some pics with the famous bull, which is symbolic of Wall Street in the financial district. You will most likely pass Bowling Green, which is the oldest public park in New York City as well. Side note, if you are a fan of the Men in Black movies, you might want to make your way out to Queens and visit Flushing Meadows Corona Park. You will notice some familiar sights from scenes in these movies here. This is also the location of 2 World's Fairs. Speaking of movies, you never know what you might see in New York. The Ghostbuster car was out looking for ghosts one day in Manhattan. If you want to visit the Ghostbusters headquarters, head over to FDNY Ladder 8 station. If you are a Ghostbusters fan, this is a must-visit site. If you make your way over to the station at night like we did, I recommend stopping at Jimmy in Soho. This bar is located on the 18th floor and has an outdoor rooftop area with a pool. The pool was not my reason for visiting this bar, but it could be a lot of fun in the summer. The view is the highlight, and it is amazing at night. Another site that is featured in many television shows and movies is the Arch in Washington Square Park. Visiting this site is really up to you. The park is close to NYU and features a lot of young adults performing and selling items. I will leave this stop up to you to decide if it's worth adding to your itinerary or not. One attraction that is an absolute must visit is the World Trade Center Museum and Memorial. I recommend dedicating a full morning to this area when planning your itinerary. You can purchase your tickets in advance online, and I highly recommend purchasing the guided tour. The morning of your visit, plan on arriving in the area approximately 1 hour before the meeting time of your tour. If you take the subway, you will find yourself arriving and departing in the beautiful Osculus. This is a transportation hub for this area. It has many retailers as well, so you could add some shopping to your itinerary if you're interested. Since you are early, I recommend taking time to explore this area. First, make your way towards St. Paul's Chapel. You can tour the grounds and inside of the church and understand the crucial role it played in giving first responders a place to eat and rest during the initial recovery efforts after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. You may recognize the front of the church from the National Treasure movie. Next, make your way back to the Osculus. There is a cute display of animal statues that people of all ages may enjoy. Then you can cross the street and head over to the reflection pools. These 2 pools lay where the original tower stood. You will see names of all the victims listed around the edges. Take some time to fully experience the devastation and loss. Next to the South Tower pool, you will find the survivor tree. This is a calorie pear tree. It was severely damaged during the attack, but it was rehabilitated and survived. It is the only tree that survived the attacks and has continued to thrive despite the destruction of the day and the aftermath. Nearby the tree, you will find the 9/11 Memorial Glade, honoring the rescuers and recovery workers who assisted on 9/11 and in the days after, and who have since developed cancer and other fatal illnesses due to exposure to toxins. The Glade also honors the survivors and residents who have since been affected, not only at the World Trade Center site, but also at the Pentagon in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. At this time, it is most likely close to your time of your tour. Make your way into the building and down to the tour desk to receive your headset. If you do not want to participate in the guided tour, then you may want to consider purchasing the audio tour. I will warn you that this can be an emotional experience. If you haven't felt it already in the church and exploring the reflection pools, survivor tree, and glades area. If the tour becomes too much, I recommend taking off your headphones and giving yourself a break. This can be an emotionally challenging museum to visit, but it is so well done. I encourage you to be brave and allow yourself the opportunity to experience it. However, I also understand if you decide it's not for you. My husband was living in New York City when the planes hit the towers. He lived this terrorist attack. He decided to sit out on the visit to this museum. The tour will highlight the Weeping Wall, pieces of the building structures that became symbolic, the survivors' stairs, the original antenna, Ladder 3 that rushed in to help save people before the towers fell, and so much more. After the tour, you will have some time to explore the museum on your own. You can visit this historical and memorial exhibits as well as special exhibits. I could have easily spent a lot more time in this museum, but by midday I needed to meet up with my husband for lunch. Before leaving, don't forget to make a stop at the gift shop. New York City has so much to offer for all ages and interests. This video is not all inclusive, but my hope is that it gives you a starting point for planning a visit that meets your interests. Whatever you choose to do, I hope you have a safe and enjoyable trip in the city that literally never sleeps. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. If you would like to help support future productions, please donate using the Super Thanks button or buy me a snack using the link in the description below. Please join the Facebook group and follow me on Instagram for more content.